I want to show you some footage from this past week from Seattle, Washington that will probably make you really angry. I'm sure made me real angry. And then I'd like to come back and talk about what we can do about it. This is footage from August 21st, 2025 at the Boeing Airfield in Seattle, Washington. This is footage from a live webcam feed from the airport and appears to show a girl in chains, look at her legs, being directed up the steps of an Avelo Airlines 737. So the presumption here is this is an immigrant child who is being sent on a deportation flight. Can you imagine being that girl, going through this by yourself, taken away from your family, put in chains and leg shackles? We don't know who that girl was or where she was being sent, but we do know that that airline, Avelo Airlines, is a for-profit company that has lucrative government contracts flying migrants all over the world. They are running the deportation flights, including, as far as I understand, the flights taking migrants from the United States to the torture gulag in El Salvador. There have also been other flights taking immigrants to countries like South Sudan, immigrants from Asia and from Central and South America. The regime here is going for maximum cruelty. This is not deportation back to your home country. This is we are sending you to countries that are incredibly hostile to immigrants, that are in open war. There was reporting late yesterday that the Department of Homeland Security is now trying to send Kilmar Abrego Garcia to Uganda. Maximum cruelty, maximum terror for immigrants is the point. We do know that Avelo Airlines has sent flights of children out of this country. We do know that there have been at least 70 American citizens expelled from this country. You cannot deport American citizens. They have a constitutional right to be here. Those American citizens, who are almost all little children, have been exiled from the United States. Their constitutional rights have been violated. And nobody seems to give a fuck because they're little brown kids. By the way, back on June 29th, Republican Senator from Oklahoma, Markwayne Mullin, is worth something like $70 million. He's extremely wealthy. He said that American citizen children should be deported with their parents. This is a man who claims citizenship with the Cherokee Nation, who is saying that American citizen children who are brown, who are indigenous but happen to be south of the border, should be expelled from this country, have all of their constitutional rights violated because their parents are immigrants. I understand Oklahoma is pretty much a fucking hellhole right now. What the hell are you guys doing with this man as your senator? And we know that it is Avelo Airlines who is making a shit ton of money. Our taxpayer dollars are making the owners of Avelo Airlines quite wealthy. Because government-funded human trafficking of immigrants, that's big business. It is trafficking. It is trafficking. These people are being paid to abduct immigrants and ship them out of the country, to dump them in God knows where, places where they may not have a legal right to be, places where they don't know anybody, they don't speak the language, they can't work. This is maximum cruelty. This is intentionally inflicting maximum suffering. That was a girl in leg shackles being marched through that gauntlet of men. I told y'all I was going to get real mad and stumble over my words. Every last one of these motherfuckers down here. All these boys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them, all getting paid to deport migrants, all working directly for the ethnic cleansing that the Trump regime is carrying out against migrants. All of them happy to take a paycheck while that little girl walks through them and up that ramp into that plane for an unknown fate. What can we do about it? First, we need to understand that this is a grift. This is all about making money. This is all about doing a big capitalism. It's all about taking billions of our hard-earned taxpayer dollars in order to profit, in order to become wealthy off of an ethnic cleansing, off of violating other people's rights, including children, including American citizens, including people who are here on asylum, including people who are undocumented in this country. Being undocumented is not a criminal offense in the United States. Just keep saying it as long as it takes until people understand. Being undocumented in the United States is not a criminal offense. It is a civil offense. You should not be snatched up and stuck in a concentration camp for God knows how long. Children separated from their mothers, husbands separated from their wives. until this country decides to send you intentionally into a war-torn country you have never been to before and where you do not speak the language, like South Sudan, like Uganda. We can absolutely do something about it. I know that there is no quick fix. I'd really like you to go to groundavelo.org. The only language corporations like this speak is money. They don't have any morals. They don't have any ethics. Those men in that photo, they are fine making money off of exploiting children, off of exploiting immigrants, off of ruining people's lives. What we're watching with Avelo Airlines, what we're watching with CoreCivic and Geo Group, which are the for-profit businesses that run the concentration camps around the United States. Geo Group also runs some in South Africa. That should tell you all you need to know. It's just the logical conclusion of late-stage capitalism, right? How can we make a buck harming people? How can we make a buck off of exploiting the most vulnerable amongst us? So Ground Avelo has strategies for how you can help undermine Avelo Airlines, how you can help hurt their bottom line, what we can do to help undermine their operation, right? Because it is these businesses that are making money off of this that are propping up the regime. ICE couldn't be doing what they're doing if these for-profit businesses were not chomping at the bit to get government contracts, if they weren't eager to hurt people for money. So Avelo Airlines is trying to build themselves up as a refreshingly simple, like modern, sleek airline. But they don't tell you that they're getting paid by the federal government to send unmarked, secretive flights in the middle of the night to deport, to rendition migrants from the United States. Public money is subsidizing these for-profit businesses, is funding these flights where people are being denied their due process. So please go to groundavelo.org. Every day, the contract stands between the United States government and Avelo Airlines. Avelo cashes in on tearing families apart. Every day that this airline runs, deportation profiteering becomes normalized in this country. If they get away with it, other airlines will follow. You have to understand how to leverage these companies. It's more than just pledging that you won't fly Avelo Airlines. The way that you target businesses like this, it has to be strategic and it has to be from all angles. So it requires us to pressure the airports that allow Avelo Airlines to fly in and out of them, that allow Avelo Airlines to do these migrant flights. It requires pressuring the states where Avelo Airlines is licensed and operating. It requires pressuring other corporations that have contracts with Avelo Airlines. It's far more than just saying, I'm not going to fly this airline, but there are absolutely ways that we can work to undermine them. We can make it not profitable for them to carry out this kind of business. That's, again, it's not about, for these folks, it's not about human rights. It's not about the suffering that they're inflicting. It's about making money. It's about profitability. So we have to make it not profitable for them. We have to make it as hard as possible for them to conduct business. So please, please go to groundavelo.org. I know a bunch of Indivisible chapters are focused on this. I know that there are folks here in Oregon because Avelo Airlines flies out of the Hillsboro Airport. It might be a good time if you live in Oregon to be contacting the Hillsboro Airport. Go to groundavelo.org and figure out how you can get involved. Because Avelo Airlines is profiting off of tearing families apart. They are profiting off of harming little children. They're profiting off of ruining lives. And we can't allow that to continue.